Hi and welcome to another episode of Kubernetes Moment. I'm Nigel Poulton and this week we're talking about books. So, books, proper last year, right? Well, maybe not. Let's talk about why I write books, okay? So I can tell you from the start, right? I don't write them because they're fun to write, and I don't write them because I'm going to make money. I'm no J.K. Rowling, and as cool as my books are, right? And I think that they are, they're not like Harry Potter to read. Now, let me tell you a story. This here is the first book that I ever wrote, and I'm super proud of it because I've written it okay, but would I recommend that you read it? Not on your life, okay? So let me just say a few things about writing books, okay? Number one, writing books is rock hard. It takes ages, it's not fun, and number two, it does not mean that you're like a world authority or an expert on that subject, okay? So just because somebody has written a book on a topic doesn't mean that they know everything about that topic. Let me tell you about this book though, right? I mean, I get the shakes just looking at it. It was so painful to write. It took 11 months of my life to write, and I saved the most boring chapters. Now, it's a book about storage networking, right? So pretty much every chapter is boring, but I saved the boringest of the boring chapters for the end. And I ended up on the evening of Christmas Day, after the kids had gone to bed, sat down on my laptop trying to finish off the last chapter to finish that book. And it was a painful process. Now, the books that I write now, like my Kubernetes book and the Docker book that's up there, in fact, it's in the pile here, these are self-published books. So I've got a lot more freedom and it's a lot more fun in that the writing experience for me is a lot more fun, but I'm able to make these books actually quite fun to read. Now, they're still really hard to write and it's still not a lot of fun to do it. So the question is, why do I do it? Well, there's a few reasons, right? The first reason is I want to give something back to the community. So I'm going to get this book out here, right? I mean, it's like over 2,000 pages of, at the time, pure goodness, right? So this is my first book that I fell in love with. I was studying for my MCSE in Windows 2000. I'd done my MCSE in Windows NT. I was doing Windows 2000 and I read every single page of this book. And if I remember, I think it's over 2,000 pages. No, I lie. It's 1,500 pages long. But I took this book on my honeymoon with me. I read it at the pool. I took it on hikes. I took it to the beach. I read it at the beach. I consumed everything about this book. And it was vital in my career in the early days when I was studying for my MCSE in Windows 2000. So that book was so important to me. I always wanted at some point to give something back to the community. And a way to do that, I figured, was by writing my own books. So I've got the Kubernetes book here. Somewhere in here, I've got my Docker Deep Dive book. So I look at my books as a way for me to give something back to the community. But as well, it's a great way for me to make connections with people like you. So I'm always getting people email me, tweet me, DM me, LinkedIn message me. Hey Nigel, really love your books. Thanks so much for writing them. And for me, that really offsets the balance of the pain and the hard work in writing it and the fact that I'll never be rich from writing a book. That's fine. You know, it's not Harry Potter, like I said, but the fact that people really appreciate what I've done. I really appreciated Mark Manassi writing this Windows 2000 book. People now really appreciate me writing my books, and it makes it all cool. Now, the final reason that I write books, okay, is that this book by Mark Manassi was epic, okay? But as I progressed through my career and I became a networking guy and then a storage guy and stuff, I bought other people's books hoping that I would learn from them. And so often I came away from reading a book thinking, one, it was awfully written, 2, the thing that I wanted to learn, I didn't even learn from reading the book, and I'd spent good money on it. That would frustrate me no end. So I am passionate that the books that I write will be written in a way so that every person that reads them will learn what they want to learn from them. There is no way that I will put my name against a book where you can pick it up and you can thumb through it and say, oh yeah, I want to read this chapter on whatever subject so that I can learn it, read the chapter, and then at the end of the chapter think, I still don't know it. I will never put my name against a book like that. So 3 reasons for writing books, okay? I want to give something back to the community. 2, I love making connections with you guys. And 3, I want to write amazing books that when you put them down, you're like, man, I want to read that book again. So that's your Kubernetes moment for this week. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks.
It's very short.
Yeah, they're all short. They're supposed to be short. 3, 4, 5 minutes at the most. Now, I know we've been talking about books, but let me give you a techie geek TV series recommendation. If you like watching your TV series, like stuff on Netflix or whatever, you have got to watch Dark. Now, I'm saying you've got to watch it because I've got this kind of idea that anybody that subscribes to this channel and is into cloud and containers and stuff like me is kind of just like me anyway, and that they like the same things as me. If you do, if you're into your sci-fi, if you're into your geeky tech stuff, you must watch Dark. Netflix, 2 series about time travel, paradoxes, really cool stuff. In my opinion, like 10 times better than Stranger Things. So if you watch your TV series and you're looking for a recommendation, watch Dark. You'll love it.